I 100% admit that I was in full-on delusion for this next part of the story. This is part 8 of my epic Christian love story that almost didn't happen. So how did I agree to go on a second date with this guy that I had written off? Well, he just had to do consistent communication for like a week. That was really all it took. I liked it. It was flirty. He, a couple good mornings, and then when I would text him, he'd text back, and it just was better. So a week goes by, and he asks me out, and I say yes, but I'm going to pay for my own food because that makes it not a date. That was part of the delusion, just allowing myself to go on this date because I really liked him. So that Sunday, we've agreed we're going to brunch, and he picks me up in his car. That's pretty cool in college if you have a car. Not everybody does. He picks me up. He's independent in that way. And he asks if there's anywhere I want to go. Okay, maybe he should have planned things, but he had planned more than I thought because I said, well, there's this, and this place in the town. I wasn't excited about any of them because honestly, we lived in a tiny town between North and South Carolina. There is not much happening here. That's where the college was. And so Tariq looks at me and he says, would it be okay if we go to the next town over? It's a 40-minute drive, but they have Panera bread. I hadn't had Panera bread in months. Oh, and I look at him and I say, yes, I will go on a 40-minute drive with a near stranger just to go get some Panera bread on a date that's not supposed to be a date. Okay, so we're on this drive and I notice something about myself. I'm just vibing. I'm happy. I'm not worried at all. I feel like some people say this when they meet their future spouse. I know it's not everybody, but you just get this calmness inside. I was just content to be there, to be present. I didn't have anywhere else I really wanted to be, even though there was absolutely somewhere I needed to be that afternoon. I was just good. As we're driving along, on this drive, Tariq asks me if I plan to stay in this tiny town that the college is in after graduation. And I tell him, no. Oh, no, absolutely not. I am getting out of here. I'm grateful for the town, for the college, but that's about it. What I didn't know, but there was more behind Tariq's side of it than he let on, because he liked me so much that he knew, even at that point, there was a good potential he might marry me. And he was even saying to himself, I'm a world traveler, I've been all over the world, but if this girl is really a homebody, then maybe I can find a way to live in this tiny town in North Carolina. He was already preparing to give that up for me. And when I'd said, oh no, I love traveling, I want to be all over the place, it was a relief, but it wouldn't have been a deal breaker. Oh, I didn't know that one till later. Oh, another really fun story. I had told him that I'm moving to Montana, and Tariq thought, well, that's not supposed to be a big deal, but he didn't know where Montana was, okay? Montana to North Carolina is a 3-day drive, if you look it up, all right? What Tariq had done, not knowing there was an entire state called Montana, he had looked up Montana, and apparently there is a tiny town called Montana, North Carolina. It was only a few hours away. Tariq thought that I was freaking out over just a few hours between our original college, and I was calling that long distance and might be a deal breaker. He had no idea it wasn't 3 hours away. My next school I was transferring to was 3 days away. That one we didn't learn till later either. All right, the car ride over is great. We get to Panera Bread. I do, in fact, pay for my own food, but the date is going so well, and I just find myself staring at him, just like, wow, he is beautiful. We finish our food, and he says, want to go for ice cream? And I say, yes. We grab some Cold Stone Creamery. Hadn't had Cold Stone or any kind of ice cream like that in so long. It was delicious, and I let him pay. We get done with the ice cream. I still feel like hanging out. And I think he does too, because we go to the park. And we sit down on this beautiful dock, and we took our first ever picture together. And then I look out over the water, and there's the geese over there. And Tariq is staring not at the water, but he is staring at me. I can feel his eyes like digging in to my head from the side. So finally, I hear him speak, because I'm not giving in. I can tell he wants something, but I'm going to look at this view. I hear him speak. He says, what should we do? And I glance at him, and I go, enjoy the view. And he goes, and then he says, what do we do after that? And I go, keep enjoying the view. And then I made him fish for it. He goes, can I kiss you? And I look at him and I say, I'm not there yet. Now, I'd already let him kiss me on the first date, But by the second date, he kind of was earning back trust, so I wasn't there yet. He goes, okay. And he says, well, can I kiss you on the cheek? The tenacity of this guy, right? So I look at him and I go, okay, yes, you can kiss me on the cheek. And I lean like if he's here, then I lean in like this. And he's like, oh, come on, I want to kiss near your ear. I'm like, okay, fine. So I tilt my head a little bit. So he kisses me right here and he tries to slide and I push him off. I am laughing, okay? I am laughing and I get up and I said, I'm not there yet, but I am laughing and he is grinning. I think it was cute. But I decide we're going back home. So we get back in his car, we're driving, and again, I'm just happy, I'm just content until we're on the highway and I see a white Prius drive by and I realize that's my mom's car. And I had scheduled a visit for them to come visit me at college that afternoon, and I had been gone so much longer than I thought that we were running up. Tariq was delivering me back to my home exactly the time my parents were supposed to show up. And that was them on the highway getting ready to go to me. So I turned to Tariq and I asked him, do you want to meet my parents? And I'll tell you how he responded on the next episode. See you tomorrow. Follow for more.